Ever wondered how hip-hop evolved over the years? Let's take it back to the late 70s in a pulsating neighborhood known as the Bronx, in the heart of New York City. This was a time when the city was alive with a new kind of rhythm, a fresh beat that was about to change the world of music forever. This was the birth of hip-hop. It all started with key figures who dared to experiment with sound and rhythm. DJ Kool Herc, a Jamaican immigrant, pioneered the technique of using two turntables to extend the instrumental breaks in songs, creating a continuous dance groove that captivated the crowds. His parties in the West Bronx are often cited as the birthplace of hip-hop. Then there was Grandmaster Flash, the master of quick mix theory, a technique that involved juggling between beats at a breakneck speed. His innovative approach to DJing was instrumental in shaping the sound of early hip-hop. And let's not forget Afrika Bambaataa, the godfather of hip-hop culture. Bambaataa was instrumental in defining the four pillars of hip-hop: DJing, MCing, breakdancing, and graffiti. He believed these elements were the concrete foundation of hip-hop culture, a culture that was not just about music but a whole lifestyle. DJing was about creating the music and the beat. MCing, also known as rapping, was about the lyrical flow and the message. Breakdancing was the physical expression of the rhythm, and graffiti was the visual representation of the culture, often used to make powerful social statements. These pioneers created a culture that was a force of social and political change. They gave a voice to the voiceless, a platform for expression in a time of social unrest. They showed the world that music could be more than just entertainment. It could be a tool for change, a movement, a revolution. And so, in the heart of New York City, hip-hop was born. Hip-hop was the 1980s to the mid-1990s, marked what many consider the golden age of hip-hop. This was a time when the genre truly began to flex its muscles, pushing boundaries and exploring new territories, both sonically and thematically. The golden age saw the emergence of new styles and subgenres, as artists began to experiment and push the envelope. It was a time of creative explosion, with the likes of Public Enemy, NWA, De La Soul, and A Tribe Called Quest leading the charge. These artists weren't just rappers, they were storytellers, poets, and social commentators, using their music as a platform to reflect and question the world around them. Public Enemy, with their politically charged lyrics and aggressive sound, shook the establishment and gave a voice to the voiceless. NWA, on the other hand, brought the raw, unfiltered reality of street life into the mainstream, forever changing the narrative of hip-hop. De La Soul, with their quirky, unconventional approach, added a new layer of depth and complexity to the genre. And A Tribe Called Quest? They blended jazz and hip-hop in a way that was unheard of, creating a sound that was both refreshing and timeless. And then came the rise of West Coast hip-hop, a movement that shifted the genre's epicenter from New York to Los Angeles. This shift sparked the infamous East Coast-West Coast rivalry, a feud that not only dominated headlines but also shaped the direction of hip-hop in the years to come. The Golden Age was more than just a period of musical growth. It was a cultural shift. It was a time when hip-hop became more than just a genre. It became an identity, a voice, a movement. It was a time when hip-hop artists were no longer seen as just entertainers, but as influencers and leaders. The Golden Age saw hip-hop grow from a local phenomenon to a global force. It was a time when the world began to recognize and appreciate the power and potential of this vibrant, dynamic genre. And while the Golden Age may have ended, its impact is still felt today, echoing through the beats and rhymes of the hip-hop we know and love. As we moved into the late 90s and early 2000s, hip-hop exploded onto the mainstream. This wasn't an overnight boom, no. It was a sonic boom that broke barriers and swept across the globe. The 90s were marked by the emergence of artists who would shape the course of hip-hop and music as a whole. Take Jay-Z, for instance. A man from Brooklyn who used his words to paint vivid pictures of his life. His music resonated with millions, making him not just a hip-hop icon, but a global superstar. His album, The Blueprint, is still considered one of the greatest hip-hop albums of all time. Then there's Eminem, a rapper from Detroit who broke through the racial barriers of the genre. His raw lyrics and unmatched storytelling ability brought a new perspective to hip-hop, showing that it was a genre for everyone, regardless of race or background. And let's not forget about Outkast, the dynamic duo from Atlanta who brought Southern hip-hop to the forefront. Their unique blend of funk, soul, and hip-hop paved the way for a new wave of artists and put Southern hip-hop on the map. But hip-hop's influence extended far beyond music. It made its way into fashion, with artists launching their own clothing lines, influencing styles and trends. It permeated other music genres, with hip-hop beats and rap verses becoming staples in pop R&B and even country music. This era also saw the emergence of Southern hip-hop. With its distinctive sound and style, it introduced us to a whole new side of the genre, further proving that hip-hop was not a one-size-fits-all kind of music. And so, as the millennium turned, hip-hop had firmly established itself in the mainstream. It was no longer a genre tucked away in the corners of the Bronx. It was everywhere, from the billboards to the fashion runways, from the Grammy stage to the silver screen. Hip-hop was no longer just music, it was a cultural movement. The past decade has seen hip-hop continue to evolve and diversify. No longer is it a monolithic genre defined by a singular sound or style. Instead, hip-hop has blossomed into a vibrant tapestry of subgenres, each with its own unique flavor and flair. One of the most prominent of these subgenres is trap music. Characterized by its heavy use of 808s and hi-hat rolls, trap music has become a mainstay on the charts and in the clubs. Artists like Future and Migos have helped to popularize this style, making it a defining sound of modern hip-hop. But trap isn't the only subgenre to make waves in the hip-hop scene. Drill music, born out of the streets of Chicago and later adopted by the UK, has also made a significant impact. Its raw, gritty sound serves as a stark contrast to the polished production of mainstream hip-hop, offering listeners a different, more authentic experience. And who could talk about modern hip-hop without mentioning some of its most influential artists? Kendrick Lamar, with his intricate lyricism and socially conscious themes, has emerged as one of the most respected figures in the industry. Drake, with his blend of hip-hop and R&B, has become a chart-topping phenomenon, while Cardi B's bold personality and catchy hooks have made her a fan favorite. But it's not just the artists and the music that have shaped modern hip-hop. The rise of streaming services and social media has played a crucial role too. These platforms have made it easier than ever for artists to share their music and connect with fans, breaking down barriers and democratizing the industry. In many ways, the story of modern hip-hop is a story of evolution and adaptation. It's a story of how a genre that started in the streets of the Bronx has grown to become a global powerhouse, influencing everything from fashion to politics. From its humble beginnings in the Bronx, hip-hop has become the most popular genre in the world. It's a testament to the power of creativity and the enduring appeal of this truly remarkable genre. Let's take a moment to honor the top 10 best-selling hip-hop albums of all time. These albums not only sold millions of copies, but they also left an indelible imprint on the face of music, shaping the genre we all love today. Starting off at number 10, we have the Marshall Mathers LP by Eminem. Released in the year 2000, this album took the world by storm with its raw lyrics and compelling storytelling, setting a new standard for what a hip-hop album could be. Next at number 9, we have Get Rich or Die Tryin' by 50 Cent. This album, released in 2003, is a gritty tale of survival and ambition that resonated with audiences worldwide. At number 8, Life After Death by Notorious Big. This posthumous release in 1997 showcases Biggie's unmatched lyrical prowess and storytelling ability, further solidifying his legacy in the hip-hop world. Number 7 takes us back to 1996 with All Eyes on Me by Tupac Shakur. This double album, filled with introspective lyrics and social commentary, stood as a testament to Tupac's influence and impact. Moving up to number 6, we find Licensed to Ill by Beastie Boys. Released in 1986, this album blended elements of rock and hip-hop, creating a unique sound that would influence countless artists in the years to come. At number 5, The Eminem Show by Eminem. This 2002 release further proved Eminem's prowess as a lyricist and storyteller, cementing his place in hip-hop history. Number 4 brings us Please Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em by MC Hammer. This 1990 album brought hip-hop into the mainstream, with catchy tunes and danceable beats that are still recognizable today. In third place, Country Grammar by Nelly. Released in 2000, this album blended elements of Southern hip-hop with pop sensibilities, creating a crossover hit that appealed to a wide range of listeners. At number 2, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill by Lauryn Hill. This 1998 release is a masterclass in lyricism and musicality, showcasing Hill's unmatched talent and versatility. And finally, at the top spot, we have Speakerboxx X, The Love Below by Outkast. This 2003 release pushed the boundaries of what hip-hop could be, blending genres and experimenting with new sounds to create a truly unforgettable album. These albums represent the breadth and depth of hip-hop, a genre that continues to push boundaries and redefine music.